Assalamu alaikum. In this video I'm going to discuss 5 main ways that we can maximize Ramadan and strengthen our relationship with Allah. So the 5 major ways that I'm going to discuss in this video are going to be how to do introspection, how to strengthen our relationship with Allah through Quran and making Quran our best friend. The number 3 is strengthening relationships with our family and friends. Number 4 is habit formation. And finally, number 5 is all about contributing to society and community and how we can play our part. I know there is a lot of resentment and pain which we are feeling due to Gaza and everything which is happening around the world. So that is why I think this will be a huge component of this video as well. Personally, I've never done this sort of video before, but I really feel with Ramadan I also want to be authentic to who I am, and I also want to share things which are really important and very close to my heart. So it's a very different type of video that I do, and it really means a lot to me that you are here watching this, because I think this is super important, and we're always running after the best job, the best person in our life, the best country to go to, but we actually forget that it is Allah who has given us so many blessings, and it is Him who is actually like taking us throughout the life. So I really hope that it helps, and even if it helps just one person, I'm making this video because it is super important to me, and I hope you like it. I also want to add that with each of these ways, I'm going to add an action step, so that not only in these last 10 days we focus on like the broader themes, we really try to translate and bring these habits and bring these patterns in our daily life so that they serve us in the coming year. So let's go. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Umama, and on my channel every week I discuss what are the steps and what are the things that you can do to create your dream life. And honestly, this week I felt that we sometimes just focus on hard work and consistency and making the right connections, but I feel sometimes we take Allah outside of this equation of success and dream life, whereas Ramadan and actually getting closer to Allah, you actually realize that Allah is not out of the equation, He is the equation. So I really wanted to make this video because I think our definition and our pursuit of success is actually very empty without Him. So I wanted to share some practical tips and things that we can do to make the most out of Ramadan and how we can get closer to Allah. And just take a step back from our worldly definition of success, and in this Ramadan just focus on Allah, just focus on ourselves, and believe that once we focus on Him we will have all that we dream of in this world and in the next. The first thing that I'm going to share with you is cleansing and introspection. Personally, I feel this has been a very unconventional Ramadan for me because it has been a lot about healing, a lot about revisiting my past and seeing the things I've been through and how it has shaped who I am today and where it will take me tomorrow. I've also realized that embracing your past and embracing the mistakes you have made or the lessons that you have learned is a very huge part if you want to go and be successful, and if you want to have a dream life, you really need to build a very solid foundation. So I want to share an activity which has really helped me look back and see the things which are hurting me, the patterns which are serving me, so I can actually deduct and edit parts of me and see what I want to focus on and the things I want to gradually reduce and the negative patterns I want to break out of. So I really want to share, and of course I am no expert in this, I literally just learned it last week, but I feel even in this period of 7 to 10 days it has been phenomenal for me. So I really want to share with you a technique called CBT. So it's called cognitive behavioral therapy. And no, it's not some crazy things that is only for crazy people. I think you and me, it is super helpful for us as well. And I want to share this worksheet which my friend shared with me, and I really want you to go step by step, because that is exactly what I did as well. So you go to your very childhood, and you start from age 5 or age 6 or whenever you can recall your very early memories, and you put it in this box of relevant history or precipitants, and you start writing every single thing that you can remember. It can be happy, it can be things which are slightly hurting you, it can be things which were not that good, or just some random events, and keep writing and writing and writing and writing. And you will realize that there are some parts in age 5, age 7, age 13 that still hurt some part of you. And I really recommend that you write all of it. Honestly, when I started doing this this entire exercise, I ended up feeling half my notebook, because I was like, this happened and this happened and this happened. So I think it will really help you get everything out of your chest. I also feel not just as children, as we grow up, we don't know any better, and we do have of course we sin, and we do some things that we're not proud of. Honestly, it's so nice to just get it out on paper and get it out of your chest, get that guilt out of your chest, get that hurt, that pain that you have out of your chest, and write it all down over here. And it doesn't matter if you take one notebook full, 2 notebooks, just write it all out. And trust me, I wouldn't say that it would be easy. I would say that it is sometimes very difficult. For me, it was very, very difficult. But I really, really hope that you have the courage and you write everything. But trust me through the process, you are going to feel very, very light once you are done with it. We move on to the second part, which is core beliefs. So actually seeing what are the beliefs that are the center of your existence. So for example, one of the beliefs that I have is I really, really want to serve, and I really want to be there for the community while I build my business. So I don't want to just have a charity organization. I want to base it with a business. So this is a healthy core belief, but there are some beliefs which can be very unhealthy, like I need to put in the effort to make a relationship work, or I need to put in extra effort to make situations work. I think it is a very unhealthy belief to not let things just be. There is a very thin balance between working hard and between leaving things to Allah. So see, if you are always trying to make situations or relationships work, even when you see the red flags very upfront in your face, so that might be a core belief that while you were growing up, you learned that you have to make things work, and you have to force. I believe everyone needs to make things work, but sometimes when you're forcing things to happen, that is a very, very negative core belief that you might have. So try to identify what are the core beliefs that form your existence, and then try to see if they're serving you or if they are actually a huge roadblock in your life. Next thing I would say is write your coping strategies. So different people have different coping strategies. For some people, they have good coping strategies. So they might go for a walk if they're feeling down, or they might, I don't know, go to the gym, go boxing, go climbing, go to a park, go to a hike. So these are healthy coping strategies, but negative coping strategies would be going to the cycle of overthinking, not leaving your bedroom, not talking to anyone, or always talking to someone else for advice so that you don't actually have to accept your feelings, or overeating, or reliance on sugar, or scrolling in bed late at night just because you don't want to face what you're actually feeling or going through. So these might be some of the coping strategies, and you can see, okay, it's not to overwhelm you, it's not to scare you, but it's actually to understand what you're doing, so that in these 10 days that are left, we can actually ask Allah to really, really help us. Swap these coping strategies with something which is healthy. So the next thing is situations, and this actually really helps as well. So you see When was the last time you felt very strongly, so very strong emotions of sadness or anger or like wanting to break someone's face? I'm really sorry, but there are times when we feel that, when we feel rage, when we feel disturbed. When was the time, like, you go through situation by situation? So think of the 5 to 7 situations. It can be 3 as well, I don't know, it depends on you. So take that situation, take what happened, and then, for example, it can be like Fatima's mother called her and she said, I want you to check this guy and I want you to get arranged marriage to this guy. And her automatic, and then like her, in this situation, her emotions were, she felt very angry, she felt very outraged, and she just cut her behavior because of those emotions was she cut the call. So for this, you have to see, okay, what were my automatic thoughts? Like, for Fatima, if you're taking this case, we can say that Fatima felt very threatened. She felt that her mom is not listening to her, is not understanding her, so she got the call. But actually, under that automatic thought, you have to think, what was the meaning of that automatic thought? So it can be, she felt that it was a threat to her control. She really wants to study first and she feels that will threaten her. Or she's already in a relationship and she's not ready to meet this new guy. Or number 4 is, it might be possible that she is just not ready and she wants to focus on her career at this point. So see what is causing those triggers and then try to understand, like, those feelings are actually coming from somewhere, and try to identify what is the actual reason why you're feeling this way. Now that you have all of it in a paper, like all the situations, all the relevant history, now I would say try to see what are the things which are serving you and what are the things which are not serving you. The things which are serving you, you try to make a conscious effort to do more of that. And things which are not serving you, in these next 10 days, you really try to focus and ask Allah that, Allah, please, please, please help me and support me so that I can let go of these negative patterns, these things which are causing darkness and hurt and pain inside of me. Can you please, please, please remove these things from my life? And try to focus on asking help in these negative patterns and asking help in developing more positive coping strategies, whatever problems or situations you might be in. So for this, action step number 1 will be to write all your feelings down. I also feel like here it is really important to mention that don't feel like, oh, I don't have it. Like, I should be grateful because I don't have it as bad as others. I do feel like, yes, we should be grateful for the blessings that we have, but at the same time, it doesn't give you the license to invalidate your feelings. Your feelings of heaviness, they are valid, and we can ask Allah for help for these. So that will be action step number 1, writing all of these feelings down. I feel it will be very difficult and you will feel like there is darkness upon darkness on your heart, and it will feel very difficult to get those things out. But once you do it, it will be really like a very light feeling and you will feel light as a feather. You'll feel like a bird who can just fly away because she is so light. And here I really want to share a verse which I read and I felt like I've never read it before. I never understood it before. It's actually from Surah Nur, and it's أو كظلمات في بحر اللجي يغشاه موج من فوقه موج من فوقه سحاب ظلمات بعضها فوق بعض. So, or their deeds are the darkness in a deep sea covered by waves upon waves, topped by dark clouds, darkness upon darkness. If one stretches out their hand, they can hardly see it. And whoever Allah does not bless with light will have no light. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَجْعَلِ اللَّهُ نُورًا فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ نُورٍ. And honestly, when I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote, I felt, oh my God, like my heart is heavy upon heavy, and there is so many things have happened. So it's like darkness upon darkness upon darkness. So like waves upon waves, and even above that, there is like a huge cover of darkness, like a huge cloud. And sometimes you feel like there is no way out. And it was so reassuring that while we write all these things that you feel so lost, like now what? You realize that all this darkness upon darkness can actually be alleviated by Allah and no one else. And He is light, so He will actually add light to our hearts and to our past and to our future and to our present, because that's just how amazing He is. And then I went back to the verse, like the Ayat Nur, and which says Allahu nuru samawati wal ard, like He is the light of heavens and the earth. So yes, there is darkness inside our hearts, sometimes in our life, sometimes in our relationships, sometimes in our past, sometimes in our future, sometimes in our present. But it feels so light because He is light, and He will light up our life. And it's amazing because that verse talks about darkness upon darkness. So sometimes our life is like that, sometimes our past is like that, sometimes the situation is like that. But it is just so I don't know, like it consoles you in a way that Allah is nur upon nur, so He's light upon light. So this darkness upon darkness, so this feeling that you're feeling like you're lost and there is no way out, He is light upon light. So He is going to open up the world for you, and He's going to open up the akhirah for you. So I felt it was very like, I don't know, sometimes I just lose words when I'm talking, but it's just that it really consoles you, and it tells you and it suits you that you're going to be okay and life is going to be okay because we have Allah and He's light upon light. So super beautiful, and I wanted to share this with you that once you are done writing, don't feel overwhelmed. The purpose is to ask Allah for help because He's light, so He's going to take away all that darkness that we hide inside of us. And it's also so beautiful, okay, I'll share it, because it's just like, you know, if it's something that is really hurting you, you talk to people you love, but sometimes you don't tell what is really hurting you. You will talk about the situation, you'll talk about this, and you'll talk about that, but you don't talk about what is really inside your heart, and you really keep it very deep in your heart. So in that dark layer of your heart, Allah understands and Allah sees, and He will like past light so that you heal and you're okay. Okay, now I want to share with you a very special dua which will help you overcome this, and I also felt that it's very, very beautiful. And while we're asking Allah to like light up our lives and like light up the way for us, we can pray this dua. So this is the dua. O Allah, separate me from my sins as you have separated the east from the west. O Allah, cleanse me of my transgressions as the white garment is cleansed of stains. O Allah, wash away my sins with ice and water and frost. Al-Bukhari. Whew. And I feel we really need to ask Him to purify us and cleanse us so that we can be this light. And I think it is possible with astaghfar and asking Allah for help and asking Allah to wipe away all this darkness with ice and water and frost. And yeah, so I really wanted to share this, and I think this journey of healing, this journey of getting closer to Allah, it really doesn't start before we make our amends with the things which are hurting us and the things which are blocking the light from coming in. Okay, part 2. And the second one I want to talk about is Quran and building a relationship with Quran as the best friend. Honestly, ever since I read that on the day when there will be no other person who will look out for you, Quran will be there for you and Quran will speak out for you. So I feel like I literally just see Quran as a person, like I try to imagine Quran as a person who will look out for me, and Quran is my best friend. I also feel like when we are very lost and we don't know what to do and we want to ask for help, sometimes we just call our parents or call our friends and we ask people for guidance, like, do you know this? Do you know that? Do you know what I should do? And we just keep asking them, but sometimes we completely forget that these people that we are asking have no idea about our situations. These people have no idea how things are going to play out in the future. So honestly, asking them for guidance is not the best way, because they don't know, we don't know, Allah knows. So, and Allah guides through the Quran. So if we really want to understand what He wants from us, or what is the best for us, we have to build this amazing and this very strong relationship with the Quran, because Quran is our way to Allah Ta'ala. So I think I really want to share that I think it's a good idea that I and you and we together focus on how to make Quran our best friend. I also like sometimes when I feel very sad, I try to like call my mom or try to call my best friend. But then sometimes, you know, Allah really tests you and they don't pick up when you're feeling like very low. They don't pick up. And then the other day I saw this verse and I was like, wow. And it was Alayhisallahu bikafin rabda, which was like, isn't Allah enough for His servant? And I was like, oh my God, like Allah and His book and the Quran is like enough. It's enough. I don't need another person. I mean, we do need people, but people don't know. Like, it's emotional support, but at the end of the day, all we have is Allah. And we should always strive to ask Him for help. And for every single thing, you know. So, yeah, so how do we build our relationship and how do we actually strengthen what we have now? Because I feel very disconnected, to be honest. So I want to share with you this series, which is from Yaqeen Institute by Imam Omar Suleiman, and there are other scholars who are also there. So it is divided into 30 parts, because Quran has 30 parts. So it's called Quran 30 for 30, and I'm going to link it down below. And I feel it has been like the amazing lifesaver for me to understand Quran a little bit more and to have a different perspective. They also have a free downloadable ebook which covers all of the chapters. So I'm going to link it down below. Please donate as well, because all of this is freely available. So even if it's just €1 or 1 rupee, please make sure you donate. And I really like this series because I think sometimes we just like we all have different goals, but I do feel like it takes some verses and it helps you build connection with them. Like, how does it translate in our daily life? So I find it very profound. So here I want to round up our tip 2, because I've got a little excited and all over the place. So connecting more with Allah and asking and relying on Him for guidance. And then second, improving our understanding of Allah, and we can do that by focusing and by checking out this series, which really connects and discusses the 30 chapters by Imam Omar Suleiman on Yaqeen Institute, which is amazing. The third tip and the third way that I want to share with you is try to help and be there for your family, and actively try to seek and find people or friends who are like-minded and who want to be closer to Allah. Because honestly, it is a very long and lonely road to take alone. So it is better to find some amazing friends who are with you on this journey. So first I want to cover the family. I think if you live with your parents, it is the easiest to try and be there for your mom, help out in suhoor and in iftar, try to be kinder, try to get some gifts for your family members for Eid. Like, it's literally the easiest thing in the world, and it is those small things that really matter, and genuinely show concern and tell them that you love them. For friends, I also think that if you have some friends, try to gift them some gifts for the Eid. You can invite them over for iftar, because I do think that we focus on individual prayer, but Islam is all about community and society and doing things together and making Allah happy together. So, or maybe I also want to share this idea of a Quran circle. So I just posted on the Facebook group if there are any girls who are interested in Quran circle, and I was so shocked that in Paris there are girls who really want to get closer to Allah and who really want to be closer. I mean, we're not perfect, but we are trying. And I'm so happy to have found those girls and to have found this community. So literally just find a group in your neighborhood and ask if there are any girls who want to get together for Ramadan. And honestly, you will be so surprised. I felt like I'm the only girl in Paris who wants to be closer to Allah. Like, not in a arrogant way, but more in a lonely and shutting myself way and feeling very alone and lost. But then I, like, literally more than 60 girls messaged me and they said, oh, we are feeling alone as well. So take that initiative, take that step, take that leap of faith and reach out to people and see if there are people who also want to learn Quran and who also want to join you in. Assalamu alaikum. In this video I'm going to discuss 5 main ways that we can maximize Ramadan and strengthen our relationship with Allah. So the 5 major ways that I'm going to discuss in this video are going to be how to do introspection, how to this journey. So over here, there are 3 main action steps that you can take. The first is to support your family in the daily chores, be there for your mom, tell your family that you love them. Number 2 is you can even, like, it doesn't have to be expensive, it can be very small DIY gifts that you can give to your family and your friends for Eid. And the number 3 is try to reach out and try to find more friends who are like-minded, because if you stay with people who smell nice and like who have the fragrance of rose, the quote that goes like, if you stay with people who have the fragrance of the rose, like if you stay with a person who makes perfume, then you take that away with you. And if you stay with a person who deals in smoke and coal and who smokes, then you take that away with you. So make sure you find people who you can bond on over your love for Allah, and you take that with you. And I always felt like, oh, maybe I don't need it that much. But I felt like when I listened to the verses which really impacted other girls, I felt like, oh my God, it's like I never heard that verse before. So it was so phenomenal to actually see that I'm not alone in like struggling in my faith. We are together and we can help each other out. So I really encourage you to do that. The 4th way that I want to share is habit formation. And I feel like with shaitan out of the way, it is literally the easiest or the best time to form the habit, even though not a lot of days are left. But we can still use it to propel and try to do new things so that we like embed all of these new patterns in our routine. And while we go back to times when they get harder and when shaitan is back, we're fully equipped and we have taken that step of doing the right thing. So I really want to share, like, these don't have to be very big steps that we are taking, but they can be very small steps, like 5 to 15 minutes of Quran every single day. And we try to implement that over the next days, inshallah, and try to carry that over until next Ramadan. So yeah, and I know it's not easy, and I know sometimes we fall back and life happens, but the main thing is we try every single day. And I really want to share with you my really, like, it's a really good app that I found, and I think it has been really life-changing when I use it. Of course, I'm human and I fall back sometimes, but I think it really helps you track everything. So it can be a morning routine that you're trying to set up or a night routine that you're trying to set up. So it can be that you're looking for soft morning, so you do your sehri, then you write your morning pages, so like how are you feeling, what are the things you're grateful for, and then you write your tasks for the day. Then your focus can be making Quran your best friend, so you study it and listen in Taraweeh, and then you say heart to heart with my love. This is actually like praying 5 times, and then doing the azkar, so in the morning and in the afternoon, in the evening. And then there can be other things you can add, or you can also add like self-love nights. So you can add, like, you log your sleep, you go to bed early, you listen to Surah Mulk, skincare, and then pray to Allah to wake you up the next day and thank Him. And I honestly find it very gratifying because you can just go here and do like complete it, and it really like looks so cute when you do that. So I really highly recommend this app. And I also want to share that nothing is perfect, but it doesn't mean that we stop doing it. And personally, I feel like I was really regular in the beginning, and then I fall back and then I come back. but the most important thing is to try and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until this habit actually solidifies. And also it's really good to put reminders on this app for the time. So for example, you want to build this habit that you want to read Quran at night or in the morning, so keep a reminder, and then this habit reminds you, like the habit app reminds you that you need to do this. And don't try to do like 5,000 things, just one thing, like 10 minutes of Quran, that can be the only habit. And as long as you do it, so little but consistent is really, really good. And the last one I want to share with you is supporting and helping the broader society. So I do feel like there is a lot of resentment and hurt that we have inside of us, because we really want to be there for our brothers and sisters in Gaza, and we feel like there is no outlet. So I really want to share like some resources and some links where you can share and where you can donate, and it will actually reach the people in Gaza, and your donation will actually matter. So it doesn't matter if it's just like €1 or 1 rupee, please, please, please make sure you contribute, because it is the final days of Ramadan and the reward is going to be massive. I also want to share 2 more links, so actually 3 more links. So I really recommend that we also support other people in learning Quran and helping them in their spiritual journey. So I do recommend donating to Bayina Institute of Naman Ali Khan, because with I think under €100 or $100 you can actually support one person to read and study Quran for the whole year. So that is incredible. But even if you cannot do that, even just $1 is enough. I also want to share Yaqeen Institute, because they have been working so hard and sharing all the resources for Ramadan and helping us out for free. I do recommend that we support the organization, because they have been helping us in our journey so much. So Yaqeen Institute as well. You can also set up your donation for €1 or €2 per day, so that every single night your reward is very much multiplied. And imagine if you even donate like €10 in Laylatul Qadr, that is going to be multiplied, wow, in crazy times. So I really, really recommend doing that. And the third resource that I want to share is an organization called Roots Institute in the UK. As a student in a British university, in my first year, I felt very, very lost being with non-Muslim students and thinking, where do I belong? What are my values? And I do feel it is very, very natural. So this organization actually focuses on students in British universities, and it helps them reconnect with Islamic roots and Islamic values, because it is so easy to get lost when you're in uni and you feel very disconnected with your family and your values. So I really think what they're doing is, mashallah, so amazing, and we can support, even if it's just like $1 for every single thing. It will literally support and help in massive ways, because Allah will increase it. So that is all for today. These are the 5 ways that I thought of. I want to add, I'm not perfect, and this video is not like it's to help me, it's to help you, and it's to be on this journey together where we try our best to be closer to Allah, and may Allah accept our efforts that we did in this Ramadan, and elevate our ranks and make us successful in this world and the next. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. I make new videos every single week, and if you have recommendations that you want me to cover any more topics, please let me know, and I will try my best to make video on that topic for the next week. Jazakallah khair. Have a good day. Assalamu alaikum.